Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for this week's news from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Well, Team USA had a strong performance on the wrestling mats in Guadalajara, Mexico at the 2011 Pan American Games. Now, the Pan Ams are only held every 4 years. This was the 16th edition of the Games, which is the second largest multi-sport competition in the world, only behind the Olympics. Well, the wrestling competition was held at the Code 2 Gymnasium and lasted some 5 days. The competition began with Greco-Roman and then was followed by women's freestyle and finished with some great battles as the men's freestyle teams took over. Overall, Team USA had 15 athletes in the field. The highlight for Team USA came in men's freestyle, which won both the medal and unofficial team standings. Here's how it all broke down. Freestyle Team USA finished with 6 medals, including 4 golds, 1 silver, and 1 bronze. The always tough Cuban national team was next with 5 medals, 1 gold, 2 silvers, and 2 bronzes, and in the unofficial standings, it was USA in the #1 spot, followed by Cuba in second with 48 points, followed by the Canadians in third with 47 points. 185-pound champion Jake Herbert and 264-pound big man Tervel Dlagnev both performed well on the very first night of freestyle. In his first match and with a score of 3-2-2-0, Herbert beat Jaime Espinal of Puerto Rico. Espinal lives in State College, Pennsylvania, and trains with the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. Herbert went on to the semifinals where he beat Jose Diaz of Venezuela 1-0-2-1. In the finals, Herbert came out on top of the Cuban, Humberto Arcencibia 1-0-4-3. Now, the first period went to the clinch, with Arcencibia getting Herbert's leg. Officials gave Arcencibia 1 point while Herbert defended, but the U.S. protested and it was upheld. They restarted the clinch. Herbert again held on to score the point. In the second period, a 3-point move by Herbert was key to his victory. We talked to Jake about his performance.
Had to, it was great to be able to be a little stronger now and be able to drive through him and force him to his back there at the edge to get that 3-0 lead. That was huge. I mean, he's good, and he's definitely going to be one of their up-and-comers, so it was good to put that in his mind right there and know that, I can beat him no matter what the circumstances are. When I'm wrestling at my best, nobody can beat me. I mean, this is a great tournament to come down here and win. First time competing since Azerbaijan, so it's good to come back, to refresh everything. I feel great, I feel strong, I feel fast, I feel healthy. I feel like I'm wrestling my best, and that's how I want to be. I want to peak for 2012. I want to win that Olympic gold medal.
Tervel Dlagnev won the bout in the first round by tech fall over Carlos Delgado of Ecuador. The final there, 6-0. Dlagnev went on to beat Cuban Disney Rodriguez in the semifinals 1-0-5-0. Rodriguez was a top competitor who finished 5th in the 2008 Olympic Games. On a roll now, Tervel turned in another stunning performance, going 2-0-6-0 as he defeated the young Canadian Sonny Dinsa in the heavyweight finals. It was in the second period when Dlagnev turned up the heat and scored a quick takedown, turned Dinsa for a fast tech fall. Tervel on the Pan American Games.
The games are big here. I mean, good crowd, really neat experience. I liked it a lot. I mean, that Cuban has wrestled for a medal twice. He wrestled for a medal in the Olympics and the World Championships. So, he's obviously a good wrestler. Cuba brings a team. They come to compete here. So, it was a good win. Canadian, young kid, but tough. Yeah, it's a good tournament. Nice to get gold. Haven't had a lot of time off, so I'm going to take a little break now.
Well, the second night of the finals saw gold medals awarded to 163-pound 2011 world champ Jordan Burroughs and 211-pound 2011 world bronze medalist Jake Varner. They both turned in record performances, winning gold. Burroughs opened strong with a dominant tech fall over Jose Mercado of Ecuador. In the semifinals, he defeated Ricardo Riberte of Venezuela 2-1, 1-1. Somewhat of a repeat performance for Burroughs, as he also defeated Riberte in the 2011 World Championship quarterfinals. Now, with a great display of composure, Burroughs defeated the Cuban Yanirki Blanco in the finals 3-2, 3-2. Burroughs was behind in both periods, trailing 2-1 in the first. He scored a quick push-out, then an ankle pick takedown to win the period. In the second, the score was tied 2-2, with Blanco holding the tiebreaker, but Burroughs scored a huge spin-behind takedown to claim the period and the match. 2011 has been an amazing year for Burroughs, winning the NCAA championships, the U.S. Open, the U.S. World Team Trials, the World Championships, and now the Pan American Games, all in succession.
I got it done. That's all the wins at this level aren't going to be pretty, but it just takes guts, and it's always a chance in a match where you can turn it over and win. I try never to panic in any match, and just try to keep my composure and stay calm. I mean, each period's 2 minutes, and I know I had about 30 seconds left. That's plenty of time to get plenty of attacks off, so I just stay calm, stay relaxed, and did what I had to do. This has been a great year. You know, I'm just along for the ride. I still can't believe how successful I've been these last couple months. I'm just excited about it, and hopefully keep the ball rolling.
All right, now let's go to Jake Varner. He dominated his opponents and didn't allow a single point in his 3 matches, outscoring them 24-0. Simply outstanding. Varner won his first match against Mexican talent Israel Silva 2-0, 5-0. Now remember, Silva wrestled for Tennessee Chattanooga back in the day, now trains at the Northwest Regional Training Center at Oregon State. Fast forward, the Varner train continues into the semifinals where he stopped the wily Canadian Hetag Pliev 3-0, 6-0. Pliev went to high school in Ohio and was a U.S. Junior Nationals champion before returning to Ocentia. He continued competing internationally now after his move to Canada. Varner won his gold medal bout with a win over Venezuelan Luis Vivens 6-0, 2-0. Varner earned a first period tech fault, then his classic Varner style, he controlled the action to close out the match in the second.
Yeah, you know, when I go out there and people can't score, it makes you feel like you have a little more control of the match. And you know, every once in a while somebody will score, but you know, fortunately for me, this tournament I went out there and wrestled my match, stuck to my game plans, and it worked out for me. It feels good. It was a good atmosphere out there. You know, I didn't expect really the place to be packed, and it really was here. And you know, it was awesome. We came here, performed, and you know, did our job. And walking out here with 4 gold, a silver, and a bronze, I think is getting good.
Well, even as a late replacement for veteran Nick Simmons, 121-pound speedster Obi Blanc turned in a good performance as he grabbed his share of the points and a freestyle silver medal to call his own. Blanc shut out Canada's junior world team member Stephen Takahashi 2-0, 6-0 in the semis and was then defeated in the gold medal match by Juan Ramirez of the Dominican Republic. The final score there 1-0, 2-1. Ramirez won the first period on a clinch. In the second, Blanc led 1-0, and officials then gave Ramirez a questionable push-out with just a second left. The U.S. protested the call but was upheld, and Ramirez got an additional point. He came so close. We talked with Obi.
I mean, I didn't see it. I don't know. The video didn't show anything like that, but it is what it is. I kind of started a little too late, you know, let him start out with the clinch, and it went to what it was. Go back home and get to fixing the things that I'm missing out on, and come back a lot better.
145-pound 2011 World Team member Tian Ware captured a bronze medal at this year's Games. Ware opened by defeating Ryan Liu of Canada 0-2, 1-0, 1-0, and it was in the semifinals where he fell at the hands of 2011 world bronze medalist Levan Lopez of Cuba. The final score 0-5, 1-4. This bout would turn out to be a rematch of the 2011 Pan American Championship Finals, also won by Lopez. Ware won his bronze medal match against the Colombian Edison Hurtado 1-1, 4-1, 6-0. After losing the first period, Ware wore Hurtado down, winning a tight second period. He also dominated the third period for a tech fall.
So my deal was, hey, I went on the defense and let him get to me, and he got to it. Now I know, okay, I'm gonna make him feel how I felt, and that wore him out. You know, got his lungs burning. And, you know, I knew going into that third period, I knew he was gonna be dead. You know, coach was like, look at him. I looked over there, he was hurting to go back out. And so, you know, that's what we train for, Americans. We go, and, you know, a lot of foreigners want to go 4 minutes. We train to go 6 or more. And so I knew that's what I was gonna have to do and capitalize on it.
Continuing its record of success at this major event, the men's freestyle team used the momentum from its third-place finish at the 2011 World Championships in Turkey.
They love to wrestle, they love to win, they love to be part of America, just really training hard and focused on what we got to get done, and we're going to continue that momentum through the year. And they want to be the best. So I'm telling you, you cannot have a better group of wrestlers. It's not just what they do on the mat, it's what they do off the mat, it's how they follow the program, how they do everything right. Doesn't mean we don't make mistakes, but they are just such a good group. And this is a team that can do some damage at the Olympic Games. 2
past NCAA champions were competing for other nations and also won medals. We start with 132-pound Puerto Rican star Franklin Gomez, who wrestled for and won gold. Gomez won his NCAA title while at Michigan State. At the Pan Ams, Gomez won 2 bouts to reach the finals, including a clutch semifinal win over Yales Bani of Cuba, 1-0, 2-0. In the championship match, he beat Guillermo Torres of Mexico. At 163 pounds, Canadian Matt Gentry won a bronze medal. An NCAA champion while at Stanford, Gentry won his first bout, but was edged in the semifinals by the talented one, Yanirki Blanco of Cuba. He won his bronze medal bout over Eduardo Valencia of Mexico, 4-0, 9-2. When we return, we'll have an update on how our U.S. women performed in Mexico. Stay tuned. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
As we continue our coverage now from Guadalajara, the 3 U.S. women that went to the 2011 Pan American Games had a singular goal, that of reaching the gold medal round. Well, Team USA stars did just that, rapidly becoming one of the best wrestlers in the world. Part of that threesome is 20-year-old sensation Helen Maroulis. After placing a strong 5th in the 2011 World Championships in Istanbul only a month ago, Maroulis turned in a gold medal performance in Mexico, winning the title at 121 pounds. After splitting the first and second periods, Maroulis won her first match by pin over Joyce da Silva of Brazil 44 seconds into the third. Now, the match was not without controversy. Maroulis won the initial match in 2 periods. However, 20 minutes later, Fila made Maroulis re-wrestle part of the match because of an officiating error. She scored a pin in the deciding third period, as we described, to have her arm raised for the second time against da Silva. Now, shaking off officiating errors, Maroulis came out strong in the semifinals and in impressive fashion shut out Marcia Andredes of Venezuela 4-0-1-0. In the gold medal finals, Maroulis upset Canada's 2-time Olympic medalist Tanya Verbeek in what proved to be a very exciting series. The margin, 1-0, 0-7, 3-0. Maroulis won the first period on a takedown from the clinch. Taking the momentum, the wily Verbeek rebounded with a second period tech fall. But it was in the deciding third period where the fans saw Maroulis counter a Verbeek throw attempt for 2 points in the closing seconds. When Verbeek protested, the call was held up and Maroulis received yet another point for the victory. Maroulis was understandably excited about her victory.
I'm really happy, I'm excited that I got the opportunity to wrestle here and to wrestle Tanya, and it was awesome. I always believe I can come back. In second period, she was kind of rolling me up, and I was like, all right, I gotta let it go. Like, it's done, it's over, pretend it didn't happen. And third period is just about wrestling smart, and my coach told me to push the pace, and that was like my advantage on her.
Adding to her collection, 2008 world champion Clarissa Chun. She won a silver medal at 105 pounds. She opened with a dominant win over Guadalupe Perez of Mexico, 6-0, 5-0, and went on to win her semifinal match over Carolina Castillo of Colombia. After dropping the first period 0-1, Chun took control and swept the last 2 periods 2-0, 5-0. We go to the championship round. Chun's old rival, 2008 Olympic champion Carol Hunt of Canada, was to be her opponent in the championship finals. Chun hit an amazing 3-point arm throw, giving her a 3-2 first period victory. Deep into the second period, Chun trailed 1-0 when Hunt hit a knee tap and secured the pin. 138-pound world silver medalist Elena Peryskova joined the U.S. medal brigade and brought home a silver of her own from the Pan Am Games. In a what happened moment, Peryskova opened strong with a first-period win over Gloria Zavala of Venezuela, 1 minute 42 seconds in. In the semifinals, she got her offense rolling on the way to a 4-0-8-2 victory over Sandra Rua of Colombia. Elena had seen and beaten her finals opponent before, this last time at the 2010 World Championships. Cuba's Catarina Vidot turned in a best performance ever, winning the first period 6-2, then secured a pin in the second period. Elena gave her perspective on the match.
I was prepared for them to come out with emotion, but I guess when I went out there, I didn't think of it right then. She came out like a lot more enthusiastic than I did. She just like the crowd's pumping her up, everything. I just wrestled a little soft, and it was just like, things went kind of fast before I knew what the match was over.
National coach Terry Steiner talked to us about the U.S. women's effort.
As a program, we got to keep working. I think we're right where we need to be right now. We can continue to improve and continue to win medals at the Olympics and to win gold medals at the Olympics, which I think we're very capable of. We need to continue stepping forward, and so win, lose, or draw here, we need to keep moving forward, keep working, and keep plugging away.
Well, the Greco-Roman competition at the Pan American Games was competitive, to say the least, as the U.S. faced a number of Central and South American nations that have improved the quality of their programs. Team USA had 6 athletes entered in Greco and came home with 3 medals. The second night of Greco-Roman action saw the U.S. win 2 silvers. Competing at 132 pounds, Joe Betterman got things started for Team USA as he captured the first silver medal for the team. Betterman opened up strong with a victory over Mexican Manuel Lopez, 1-0-2-1, then went on to stop Hanzo Ramirez of the Dominican Republic, 3-0-1-0 in the semis. In a rematch of the first round of the 2011 World Championships, Leandro defeated Betterman 3-0-1-0, and Leandro went on to place 5th in the World Championships. Well, at the Pan American Games, Betterman lost to Leandro of Venezuela in the finals 2-0-1-0. Leandro was able to turn Betterman from the parterre position in the first. Betterman was unable to turn Leandro in parterre in the second. Here's Betterman.
Tournament was good. I worked on some new things, and Leandro, he's a good wrestler. I was closing the gap on him, definitely closing the gap on him. He didn't wrestle against me, like do any attempts. I kept moving him, and he started running a little bit. So I just got to take my opportunity and take him down now.
Well, young Ben Provisor is making a name for himself on the senior level and continued his improvement in Guadalajara. Provisor, a 2011 U.S. Open champion, beat Elton Brown of Panama, then Hansel Mercedes of the Dominican Republic by identical scores of 1-0-1-0, which qualified him for the gold medal round. Well, in a very competitive battle, Provisor was defeated by Jorge Alvarez of Cuba. That final score there, 0-1-3-2-0-2. Alvarez lifted Provisor for a point in the first. Provisor scored a takedown and a high gut wrench turn to win the second period. Now in the deciding third period, in the parterre position, Alvarez scored a point on the left. Provisor protested the call, but the official scored it the very same way, and Alvarez received a bonus point for the unsuccessful protest. Provisor talked to us about his efforts in Mexico.
I knew coming in that the Cuban was going to be the big person I had to beat, and I ended up losing to him. So yeah, it helps confidence-wise, but it sucks. It's going to make me want to work harder after I lost to this Cuban. So yeah, I'll definitely be able to put it in the bank. I know what I need to do against him now. I know I need to push the pace harder on my feet, which I did in that second period in order to get ahead. So I need to do that to everyone. And I was lackadaisical upon it, and I got beat. So
on the very first night of competition at the Pan Ams, Glenn Garrison won a bronze medal, 145 pounds. Garrison opened with a victory over Ivan Duque of Colombia, 0-2, 2-0, 2-0. Garrison was able to turn Duque for an exposure in the parterre after both the second and third period. In the semifinals, Garrison was defeated by 2011 world bronze medalist Pedro Isaac Mullins of Cuba, 0-1, 0-2. Garrison defeated Vicente Huacan of Ecuador in a bronze medal bout, 1-0, 0-1, 1-0. Garrison was able to defend from the bottom position in the parterre to win both the first and third periods to earn the important victory. Garrison shared his thoughts.
I started off pretty good. I did my first match. It was kind of tough. I gave up a turn in the first round. I had to come back and win that. The Cuban, I took it to my feet, and I'm made a mistake in parterre and he got run short. Yeah, I was a little disappointed in myself, but I got to weigh that with positive because I wrestled really open and I didn't feel like I was holding back too much.
National Greco-Roman coach Steve Frazier talked about the competition.
Yeah, I mean we're going to have to beat a lot of these Cubans come March, and so we got to see what we're up against, and we're up against something very tough. And so again, we got a lot of work to do in the Greco-Roman program in the United States. A lot of work to do.
Well, the 2011 Sunkist Kids Internationals coming up. We'll have news on that and more when we continue. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly. Wrestling fans, USA Wrestling has launched a top social networking site designed for you. USA Wrestling Nation is the latest innovation provided to the wrestling community by our sports national governing body, USA Wrestling. Post photos, blogs, and videos. Interact on boards. Keep up with your favorite wrestling personalities with USA Wrestling Nation. It's free to register. Join the thousands of wrestling fans that have already signed up and become a part of the USA Wrestling Nation at usawrestlingnation.com. Well, the 2011 Sunkist Kids International Open is the next qualifying event for the U.S. Olympic team trials. It takes place this weekend in Mesa, Arizona. The event serves as a trials qualifier in all 7 of the men's Greco-Roman and freestyle weights, as well as the 4 Olympic women's freestyle weights. The top U.S. finisher in freestyle placing in the top 4 will punch their ticket to Iowa City in each weight, while in Greco and women's freestyle, the champions will qualify. International delegations will take part as well. American Samoa, Canada, India, Japan, Mongolia, and Palau are some of the countries expected to enter. We've compiled a short list of some of the athletes expected to compete. Here they are on a roll. Make sure you check out the live webcast of this exciting event on themat.com. 11-11-11. For some, that's 33. For you wrestling fans, well, you can mark a big red circle on Friday, November 11th of 2011. Why? Well, the U.S. will compete against Russia in a men's freestyle dual meet at the New York Athletic Club in the city at 7:30 that evening. The Russian team will also see action later that weekend at the annual New York Athletic Club International Championships. The history between the USA and Russia dual meets goes back some 50 years. The most recent USA versus Russia freestyle dual meet was held outside in historic Times Square as part of the Beat the Streets Gala on May 5th of 2011. That event was won by the U.S. 5-2. The U.S. team displayed an experienced and talented squad that includes 2009 world silver medalist and 2-time world team member Jake Herbert at 185 pounds. Herbert is a past Hodge Trophy winner and is fresh off his win at the Pan Am Games. He'll be joined by 2011 U.S. World Team member and U.S. Open champion Reese Humphrey at 132 pounds. 2010 U.S. World Team member and past Hodge Trophy winner Brent Metcalf will join in at 145 pounds. 2007 U.S. World Team member and University World Games champion Tommy Rollins will compete at 211 pounds. We'll announce the Russian lineup in the next episode of USA Wrestling Weekly. Now, tickets are only $20 a person and are sold at the door the day of the event. Can't make it? You can follow all the action live on themat.com. Well, the newest edition of USA Wrestler magazine is now available to the general public as a digital edition. The October 2011 edition is being delivered in the mail to members this week as well and has been posted, can be viewed online. The October issue is now available in its entirety in this exciting new format. 2011 World Champ Jordan Burroughs is on the cover. Burroughs blasted onto the international scene by winning the 74-kilo gold medal at the World Championships in Istanbul. You only have to type in your email address and you'll have free access to the entire October 2011 issue. You can find links to the USA Wrestler Digital Edition on themat.com or USA Wrestling's Facebook page. Check it out today. All right, we're running late. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all next week right here on USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. Good night.